Hi, Durham. I just wondered how much fun it's been for you to be incorporated more in the passing game, obviously overall this year, but particularly these last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean it's always fun when we have a fun offensive game plan where everyone's kind of touching the ball, everyone has an opportunity, and yeah, I mean when we're spreading it around, I think that's when we're at our best, and it is fun for everyone. You're right.
Thanks.
Omar? Omar?
Sorry. Sorry about that. Can you address Durham? You guys want it to be a balanced offense, but this has been the longest stretch where you've actually been committed to the run game, not abandoning it, even though sometimes the results aren't substantial. What has that been, especially for guys like you whose job it is to open up those holes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously important to try to establish the run game at this level. Everyone knows that. That opens up a lot of things, whether it's in a play action game. Maybe it takes off the rush a little bit in terms of helping the offensive line. So it's definitely a benefit when you're trying to establish that, regardless of the outcomes. But when it starts to roll a little bit and you can get some positive yardage on a consistent basis, that's when our offense, but really all offenses are the most effective. So that's something that we've focused on for a couple of weeks now, is trying to get that rolling, and I think we'll just continue to do so, and try to be efficient in that aspect of the game.
David?
Hey, Durham. I was wondering what you see from Jalen Waddle behind the scenes that kind of leads to his success so early on as a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen he's been tasked from the beginning of the season to do a lot of things for this offense, play a lot of different roles. He's a smart guy. He can handle all of that, and he's confident. He's been confident from day one when he stepped into this building. He knows that he can make those plays. And I think as he's become more comfortable, as we've seen in the last couple of weeks, he's really taken off.
Anybody else? Omar?
What's the next step for this offense? You guys seem to be actually getting on a roll where you're averaging about the NFL average. How do you get it better? How do you get it to the next step?
Yeah, I think above everything else, it's just being consistent across the board. There are games this season where we've been efficient, in the pass game. There have been games this season where we've had, multiple explosive plays in the pass game, and there have been games where we've run the ball efficiently. I think once you put all those together, within one singular game, that's what will really take you to the next level. So I think it's just finding the consistency, finding a way to be consistent in really all of those categories within one game, instead of just having, maybe one here or one there.
Barry?
Durham, it seems that George has really found a groove as a play caller. What has he done that has most impressed you in that role? Why are things working successfully as far as play calling these last few weeks?
I think one thing that sticks out to me is that he knows his personnel. He knows how to utilize the guys that he has. I think if we had different personnel at different positions, this offense would look completely different. So I think he's become comfortable with who we all are on the offensive side of the ball, and he's utilizing us in ways that are becoming more and more efficient. So I think that's something that he really has a talent in, is recognizing who he has and what he has in guys, and trying to play to our strengths.
And just the offensive line growth, obviously with young offensive linemen, it's going to take time. But has it impressed you seeing how the young players have come on these last couple of weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that was a matter of time, and it still is. It's a building of a process, but in this league, it definitely takes a while to adapt or establish a comfort level. I think is a good way to put it, especially at the offensive line position, tight end as well. And once you kind of get that groove, you become a little bit comfortable within, what you're doing, your technique and things of that nature, then it starts to become a little bit easier. And as these guys gain experience, like you said, a lot of young guys up there, I think, they'll just continue to get better.
Thanks, Durham.
Hal?
Durham, I wanted to ask you about Lindsay coming in. Seems like he got here about 5 minutes ago and he went and had 12 carries yesterday. What did you observe from him, his ability to learn the offense as quickly as he did and his ability to contribute so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. He's been a good player in this league. He's had production in this league. He's a guy that I think brings some tenacity to our offense. And kind of, as you mentioned, it's really a testament to him that he was able to, pick things up so quickly in 3 days or whatever it was, and then go out there and be efficient in the game on Sunday. So it says a lot about him. I think he's impressed us all.
Thank you.
Omar?
Durham, I want to ask you, at the amount of snaps that Mike now takes on the boundary, does he go to wide receiver meetings, or is he in the wide receiver room? Have you guys kicked him out of tight end room yet?
Good question. If it was up to him, then he might be in that room. But he's a guy that he plays a lot of roles for us. Obviously, he plays tight end, but then he splits out a lot of the time, as the statistics show. So he kind of bounces around. One day if he needs to be in the receiver room, he'll go over there and get some tips. He'll be in our room. He's been in the quarterback room, just kind of talking with the quarterbacks before. So as a guy that does a lot of things for us, he kind of bounces around and just kind of absorbs from all the rooms.